Hi everybody, Jessie here. This is the fourth card in my Christmas card series. Today I'm using Bo Bunny's Snow Day collection, and from the collection I'm going to be using these 4 sheets of patterned paper. I am also using cream cardstock and just one small piece of craft cardstock. Just a spotted grosgrain ribbon, and I'm going to use this ornament from this Tim Holtz stamp, which is Christmas Memories CMS 118, as well as black archival ink. So I've already scored my card, and I'm just going to fold it, my bone folder, just to get a nice crisp fold, and I'm going to be rounding the top corner. And then I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch paper, and again we're going to round the top corner. And then on top of that I'm layering a piece of 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 inch cardstock, and rounding the top corner on that as well. Layer that on top. And this piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And again with that rounded top corner and just layering it on. I'm kind of after quick and simple cards right now for Christmas. I've got a pile of craft shows and cards for my family and friends and everybody else, so the easier they are to put together, the better it is for me. So I'm going to use just some 1/2 inch score tape, and how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my paper trimmer, I'm going to flip it open, I'm going to turn it over this way. I'm going to line it up on the 1 inch mark. And then I'm going to start laying my score tape from the 2 3/4 to 3 1/4 inch line. And we're just going to put that on. Okay. I'm going to take it over the top, and I roughly guesstimate how much I need to wrap it around onto the front. And then I just pull them nice and tight and fold it over. And the same thing for this side. Okay. I'm going to pull that tape off the covering just to expose the tape. And I'm going to do all of this on top of my paper trimmer here, just because then I can pull the score tape up and it's not going to stick to the paper. I'm going to leave a slightly shorter piece at the top and a longer piece at the bottom. Put that on there. And you have to be very careful as you pull this up, because score tape is extremely strong. And you could do it all in separate pieces. I'm just too lazy. I'm just going to pull this over the top, fold it up, and this comes up this way. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn it upside down to start. I always rotate those over so that my spots are staying on the top, and I'm just going to tie it into a knot. Okay. Again, roll this over so that my spots come out on top, and pull it tight. And then I'm just following the angle of the spots on the ribbon and trimming them to a point. So it looks like that. Then on this piece of paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my ornament, my Tim Holtz ornament stamp. This ink pad is almost dead. I'm just going to stamp that on there. Sorry about my head. hold it down just for a second, just let that ink absorb, make sure everything's on, and lift it off. And I'm going to trim around it, just leaving like 1/8 of an inch around the outside of the stamp of the pattern paper. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Sorry. This all cut out. And when I do any sort of cutting like this with scissors, I try and turn my paper as opposed to turning my hand as much as possible. And then I'm going to adhere it onto a piece of craft cardstock and follow the same process, leaving about 1/8 of an inch border. And like I said, trying to turn the paper as much as possible as opposed to changing my scissors. And it gets a little tighter in places and a little wider in the others, but I'm okay with that. And then one more time, I'm going to adhere it onto a piece of cream, and I'm going to follow the same process again. Sorry about my squeaky ATG gun. Here. Okay. And then I'm just going to take some very subtle pop dots. They're thin foam squares. They're not the real thick ones. To use those to adhere this onto the card. Sorry. Sorry about that. So, and I'm just going to use the bow. Well, it's not really a bow. The knot at the top as the top of my piece. And now I'm going to turn around and put ATG and adhere the decorative part to the card base. A lot of the time I like to work with everything off of the card itself instead of having to fight with the folded part all the time. So we're just going to adhere this on. And that's the gist of the card. And then I have this piece of pattern paper is at the 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to round that top corner again. And then I have this one cut a 1/2 inch smaller, so it's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. We're going to adhere this on top of the pattern paper. I tend to mat out the majority of the inside of my cards, not only just for appearance on the inside, also because it helps balance out the weight. When I put so many layers on the front, and I put a couple on the inside, the card tends to stand up better and everything because the weight is more balanced. So we'll adhere that right inside of here. And there you have it, guys. Another quick and easy card. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.